I will say they did a really fun little dog and pony show around the raid on Roman's house, which is they showed pictures of his house. I was shocked because they mentioned 5 cars. This is where the prosecution fucked up. They did not show 5 cars, which is like, you show that and you're like, that's a criminal right there. And instead they just showed this like very frankly normal, like sort of suburban McMansion, and they were like, there was a sign. There was a neon sign on the wall, people. And I was like, okay, this is going to be garish. This is going to be like some Miami, like scrolling, whatever. But then they were like, we have the sign. We have the sign. They brought out the sign. It's like the size of a license plate. And it's not even actually neon. It's just like an LED that kind of flashes. And you know, the point that I made, this actually echoes a lot of things in the prosecution's case, where they're like really trying to paint Roman as this like kingpin or like something really dramatic. And like the payroll, honestly, guys, most of us in this room would not work for the amount of money that the Tornado Cash developers were making at that time. It's like, I don't know if the jury has the context for it, but a lot of these things are falling flat.
Frank and I were talking about this today. It's really interesting because you can see that as they're kind of moving through the evidence, even though they kind of cherry pick and they go back and forth in the dates, Roman and his team are very clearly built this protocol that they're not making any money on, and they're in this process of figuring out how to actually monetize, if at all. And it's this really, you know, and it's 2021 that this is happening. So they're trying to figure out how to turn this thing that, you know, has utility into some sort of an enterprise that they can make money on. So
can I do another riff here? Because they really, honestly, they've given us some incredible material. Praise God. I apologize.
Like
as a Protestant, I praise
I have no
Jesus.
idea what even time it is. Yeah.
So one of the earlier, and I think this might have been between the 2 witnesses you were talking about because she was so forgettable. There was an FBI money laundering expert who went into the PepperSec accounts and was like, we're breaking down the payroll. We're showing the money that these guys are making. And the obvious point was, you know, they're making money on this money laundering. And the payroll for, I'm not going to quote the exact numbers, but the payroll for like 2 years was like $250,000. It was like absolutely nothing. And then at the end, on cross-examination...
Makes me feel bad about my journalism salary.
No. No, but I'm talking about like...
Teacher, journalist.
They were employing... No, I'm saying this is like $250,000 for like 6 developers for 2 years or something on that order. But the really important part was we had this money laundering tracer from the FBI going through the PepperSec bank accounts, and on cross-examination, the defense lawyers were like, were there weird cash deposits here? She was like, no. Were there weird cash withdrawals here? No. They go all the way through the entire bank account. The only deposits were a few refunds from like Coinbase, money came back, and then there was the $100,000 from Dragonfly Capital, VC investors. This was the only inflow into the PepperSec bank account for the duration of this project. So I think that, you know, again, who knows what the jury takes away from it, but it was just this like attempt to paint money laundering onto something where it was like literally objectively not happening.